guys, welcome back to the Wicca World YouTube channel. My name is Jacob and I'm a moderator for the Wicca World social network. Please look out for the website's link in the description box below. Today I want to talk to you guys about the basics of Wicca. And you ask, what is Wicca? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you guys. Wicca was originated by a gentleman named Gerald Gardner in the 1950s in England. And a little bit later, he had moved to the U.S. And when he had arrived in the U.S., he had caused quite a bit of I wouldn't say uproar, but quite a bit of inspiration and things like that. To where a few years later, various branches of Wicca started spreading out all over the U.S. But speaking of Gerald Garner, his tradition is basically initiatory, oath-bound, and secret for obvious reasons, especially back in the 1950s. And Wicca has its initiations and degree systems, but it also varies from practice to practice. Such as the culture that you're from. It could be a Celtic practice, it could be a Greek practice, it could be an Egyptian practice, and so on and so forth. There are covens and there are self-practitioners, also known as solitary practitioners. And solitary practitioner means that you practice with yourself or as a couple other people. Versus what a coven is. A coven is usually consisted of from 9 to 13 members, and number 9 and 13 are pretty magical numbers in this type of Wiccan community. But there's also many varying different types of traditions and practices that each coven does. Usually, a lot are kept in secret for various reasons. But also, I wanted to include a reading list for you guys in the credit section of this video, so be sure to look out for that as well. But it includes different types of authors that you guys can check out to research covens and solitary practicing. Just kind of decide for yourself if you guys are researching into it, if you guys are not already Wiccans or pagans yourselves. But make sure to look out for that at the end of this video in the credits area. But there's also different types of tools that each practice uses as well. But here are some general items that the all-encompassing practices usually have in their inventory, such as an anathema, which is like a double-edged knife, herbs, and you'll find crystals, candles, things like that. Wiccan wands also commune with the divine and also with the spirits as well, using different methods such as scrying, tarot cards, runes, divination. There's various forms of divination, and there's so many, just don't want to get into it right now. But I'll tell you what Wicca isn't. Wicca does not embrace the concept of sin, heaven or hell, the evils of sex or nudity, confession, Satanism, animal sacrifice, or the inferiority of women. And one of those things, Satanism, come on, really? We do not follow Satan. We do not believe in the existence of such an individual or entity or spirit or whatnot, have you? We do not do any kind of animal sacrifice. Now, when it says or the inferiority of women, Wicca is more a female-bounded such of a type of practice or religion. A whole wide varying views of beliefs of Wicca. I'm just going to kind of break it down for you guys, make it very brief. The first one is the divine. The divine is in everything that we do, everything that we see, everything that encompasses our life, everything that encompasses nature and the animals, therefore must be honored and respected. Wiccans also believe in the idea of karma and the idea of a afterlife, such as Christians and Catholics do as well. And what the Wiccans believe for the afterlife is called Summerland. And the idea of karma for Wiccans is that it kind of goes on to the same kind of concept for the Golden Rule. It's pretty much the same thing. So for the Wiccans, what they say is, and harm none, do what you will. This is the same thing as the golden rule when it says, do unto others as you have done unto you. And every tradition, every type of religion out there, there are varying views on how we would go about and remembering our ancestors, our family members, our friends, neighbors, things like that. And therefore, in the types of holidays and the festivals throughout the year, this is this is brought out into the light of how we go about and showing that worship to them and asking for their guidance. They watch over us as well, and the divine in itself also has polarity. It is both male and female. Therefore, we can celebrate and worship both a god and goddess. And depending on your practice, especially your cultural background, it also varies as to which gods or goddesses that you worship, or what your ancestors worship. Kananos, there is Caradwen, there's Bridget, there is Morgan, there's Lunisad, and several others, on both sides of the spectrum. And there's so many that play a part in our lives that affect everything that we do with our daily lives. And the holidays are pretty much based on the turning of the earth and the cycle of the seasons. And Wicca, there are 8 major Sabbats. So, excuse my saying, there's 12 Sabbats. There's actually 8 Sabbats that are celebrated, as well as monthly Asbats, and that's the full moon rituals and some of your smaller rituals as well. And also, everyone is also responsible for their own actions. Personal responsibility is the key here. Whether magical or mundane, one must be willing to accept the consequences. And this goes back onto the karma and the threefold laws, what it's known as, and harm none, do what you will. But must be willing to accept the consequences, good or bad, of their behavior. And you must also respect the beliefs of all of their people. And one of the most silly things that I find these days is that people think there's like recruiting clubs, for Wicca and whatnot. Well, there isn't. Sorry, guys. So, there you guys have it. It's very brief in this 10-minute plus video. And excuse my stuttering and things like that. But trying to move forward here. It's already 12:34 a.m. Arizona time, and I'm quite tired. So, you guys have a wonderful day. Well, technically it is one day now, so have a wonderful day. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I will see you guys next Tuesday, and I hope to bring you guys a better video. Merry meet, merry part, merry meet again. Thank you guys very much.